Okay, so I had to speak quickly in the part one, and I want you to really understand the moral. The moral is that spiritus, spirare, as the root words of spirit, are connected to physique, figure, obviously, psyche, psychology, and psychiatry, also psychoanalyst, psychological moment, and so on. So psyche means soul in Greek. The English translation, remember English is a Latin-rooted language, Latin-based language. It means breath and mind. The heart is the seat of intelligence. Psyche is also a play on words, applying the anagram idea, applying phonetics, applying the vowel to L is interchangeable, and the H is the fence, and so on. Phos I key. The I is the window to the soul. See how psyche is connected to the soul, which is connected to the I, which is connected to the mind, which is connected to the heart, and the heart has to do with circulating blood to the brain. Physical activity helps you think more clearly. That's why people jog in the morning. That's why you have to, mental health and health are connected. That's why when you take these psych meds, they cause you shortness of breath. Psychiatry, psychology, psyche plus logos. So now that I've gone over that, I want you to think about the order of Charonia based on the Battle of Charonia, where the gay lovers of the Theban band, where you get Amen. Amen Ra, Jupiter, Amen. And there's also Amen in other cultures. This connects the Asiatics with the Semites, with the Greeks through the Etruscans and other people, the Tower of Babel. I went over the Sumerian lore, where they talk about Genesis and proverbial sayings, proverbs in the Bible, King Solomon's temple, masonry. It was the pagans and the Jews that built Solomon's temple according to the Masonic lore and the Bible-based lore. And then we have the Book of Enoch and other writings that are significant and important, because these are occultists who do not limit their knowledge to the Bible or to one religion. They consider other religions. That's what Masonry is about, bringing people together, different religious and philosophical and scientific perspectives. Okay, they are drugging me. I can't stress this enough. Okay, I'm not making this up. Okay, here is an asthma inhaler from them messing up my throat. Right, going back to spiritus breathing. Here is the allergy, the application of the eye. Okay, these things. This is an eye medication. Let me make sure my name's on this full name. Okay, this is an eye drop. Okay, because I'm not wearing these things that filter blue light for no reason. Somewhere around I have the eardrop. I think this is another eye drop, but somewhere around here there's the eardrops. Of course, there was this for the sore throat or something. Yep, sore throat. Okay, they're really messing me up by the drugs that I consume that are that are in the food. If you do your research, you'll see the patents. You'll see all the evidence that definitively proves these behavior modification technology for operant conditioning, behavioral control, social programming, social engineering. Let me tell you, nobody goes to heaven who plays stupid about this stuff. If we're especially we're in a political forum where millions of people in America, hundreds of millions of people, their lives are at stake, whether or not they're abused. How selfish is it? It's like a meme, right? Me. How selfish is it to pretend that people like me are bipolar? Common sense, being sensible, honing your senses. You can't even find someone to beat me. I offered $4,000 in a crony capitalist society where people rob each other for a $20 bill in the ghetto. I have black guys, I have Italian guys, I have my brother, I have people accepting my challenge and losing. No one has ever really truly beaten me at sparring, ever. Not in a way that is significant. Okay? When I first learned how to spar, it wasn't really a real match. Didn't even know what the fuck, didn't know anything. No one can beat me. It has to do with mind, body, soul, and honing the senses. This is important. If you're going to sit there and act like he should avoid saying this, you're stupid. I'm a brain surgeon's son, okay? It's hard enough to believe that a black guy's a brain surgeon. And once you put that together, to then say his son is lying about being the top martial arts by default, that's the logical assumption. How many of you are stupid enough to think that the logical assumption is that somebody who's a black brain surgeon's son with a $4,000 4-year martial arts challenge, who's been a grand champion for over 20 years, for 21 years, is bluffing or mentally ill when he says he's the top martial artist and the whites, Jews, and Asians, The cross the street types, not being racist, I'm part white, part Jewish, wearing Asian gi all the time, are hiding like bitches because they can't win. How many of you don't understand that the logical assumption is that this guy is being cheated? That black people are discriminated against? That there actually was in Charlotte or whatever a bunch of Nazis pushing white supremacy, talking about eugenics and the demographics of America as it pertains to culture, politics, social life, and economics? Are you fucking dumb? And how dare you people sit there when the sun rises every day and shows you proof of intense natural power, energy, and spirit, and think that some lukewarm liberal is more spiritually consistent with the creator God than I am? Then why do they team up with agnostics and atheists and Satanists? Since when are Satanists ally the moral authority? Since when are the allies of white supremacists the moral authority? The allies of Pluto, the rich, is what it means, the moral authority. Since when is a controlled opposition bitch the moral authority? More reality, morality. Since when are the people who as a group couldn't find one person to beat me, they chemically castrate me, you see it in my face, since when is their word more believable than mine? I and my Father's purest spirit are one. And in that spirit, he gave you millions of dollars of charity, and he became a brain surgeon coming to this country from a war-torn country as the most stigmatized race and becoming a brain surgeon. Since when are any of you that stupid? And if you are, and if you don't have the heart to stand with me in the pure spirit of God, why should you be given the right to vote? I'm not saying it should be taken away, but that should be considered. I have definitively proven many significant and divinely important things in my video. I've proven I'm the top martial artist. I've proven pedophiles and Satanists are in charge. I have proven psychiatry a fraud. I've also drawn into question democracy. Does it work? No. 300-something million people, 4,000 videos, no one stands with the top martial artist in the pure spirit of morality. Shame on this country. That is disgraceful. That is dishonorable. That is unforgivable. I don't want to see a single one of you wondering why God doesn't answer your prayers. You crucified Christ 2,000 years ago and 2,000 plus years later. What do you do? 2,000 plus years ago, 2,000 plus years later, what do? You sit on your hypocritical asses saying me, me, me. Do you tell God what to do? Or through Pharaoh does he tell you what to do? Can any of you claim to be Pharaoh? Only I can. How can you miss that? Look at the principles and the ideas in your own religions. Jesus came to bring a sword. Hello, transferable fucking skills. The sword is the spirit. The sword is a sword with the spirit in it. Either way, I win. I win. None of you. Not all of you together. I win. All of you together aren't Pharaoh. I am Pharaoh by myself. The Muslims talk about jihad. I win again. Look at you. Working for Israel like bitches while the other ones are staving their own skin. I win, you lose. The Buddhists, we want to reach enlightenment. How can you do that without Pharaoh who taught you martial arts in the first place? Or you think it's a coincidence that the Hindus are dark-skinned people and they brought you Buddhism? That Buddha comes from India. And Indians are probably the people who look like black people the most in the entire world. They look like Ethiopians. And some Ethiopians have straightish hair when they're older. I have shown you the pictures. You think it's a coincidence? Ethiopia is where the world began. I win. The Hindus, the Buddhists, the Jains, they lose. Native Americans dressing up like hawks, talking about the sun. I am the fucking sun. Jews talking about they're the chosen people. Then I am Ra-Day. I am the offspring of who David wanted to be. I am what Christ was trying to be in your Bible in that story. I am the truth. I am the way. I am the light and the life. I am the bright morning star's representative, not any of you. And before you delusion of grandeur, mental health bitches who drug whistleblowers and justify pedophilia want to come at me like you're the moral authority, a threat to others and to themselves. What about all the people you massacre with their eugenic agenda? 500,000 people annually die in Western countries alone from psychiatric medication alone. You need to put your hands over your mouths. Maybe take a high dose of your own medicine and stigmatize yourself more than the most stigmatized mental patient. Shut up. Or perhaps our sexually immoral president. Or that crazy witch, Hillary Clinton. None of you can contradict me in truth. And you raise your children with lies. Oh, we know you by your works. You have not only sacrificed your souls, but your children's as well. You can't tell me shit.